Basil, you're down at the Sinn Féin Summer School in County Cork. How did you find it?
Well, interesting, energetic, engaging, challenging, but I think it was good to talk, and we certainly had a good exchange.
You didn't agree on everything though?
No, but it was more to talk about how we talk to each other rather than the specific issues, because you probably need more time to get into those things. But it certainly was an opportunity to say, here are areas where there is some agreement, and frankly here are some areas where I think a lot more work needs to be done.
Mary Lou, how did you find it?
Well, I agree with Basil. I think it was a really useful conversation. It's just one snippet of a much bigger dialogue that we need to have, and this can't just be a flash in the pan. We need to, on an ongoing, systematic basis, talk to each other and listen to each other. So the subject for today was the issue of the border poll, Irish reunification. We covered that, but all of the other issues around identity, around culture, around the need for reconciliation, and how we even find the language to discuss that, all of those things came up. We could have spent a week discussing these matters and we still wouldn't have had enough time. But I'm very pleased that Basil and his colleagues were here. I think all talking is always worthwhile, and I want us to do this in the best way that we can, as regularly as we can, and to reach as many people as we can, to involve them, because this isn't about politicians talking to each other or even political parties talking to each other. This has to be people, communities talking to each other and listening.
And you described it as a frank and open discussion, including members of the audience and the public. Do you think this all goes well for the future? Well,
I think so. I don't think any of us people who live in Ireland are in any way shy when given the opportunity of saying what we think, what we really think. So some of the contributions were very much to the point, challenging, I have to say, to both of us. That's what we need. We don't need some kind of a pseudo-polite non-conversation. It needs to be honest, it needs to be forthright, it needs to be respectful, it needs to be real and ongoing. So I think that's what we need to do.
And I think, Basil, you said that you were received respectfully as well.
Absolutely, and there was a real dynamic in terms of the conversation. It is good to have people like Mary Lou and myself that have an informed position on things, but for that to be tempered by the reality that comes from people in the room, and actually it's a tripartite discussion that you have, all to the good. It's interesting, not everybody's perfect in the way that they put forward what their particular position is. You learn about that, you say, well, I'll use the language in a different way, I'm not saying that people were upset, I'm just saying that maybe they didn't quite express what they wanted to express, but that's where an ongoing dialogue is a good thing.